Welcome to Just Koryzma, episode 52. I'm your host, Braden Koryzma, and joining me today is Amy and Adrian. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
That's good. So Amy and Adrian, they're the owners of White Rabbit Coffee Company, which is this really cool shop down on Selby St. So you definitely have to check it out if you haven't already. So let's get right into it. So why did you guys want to start a coffee shop?
For us, it was freedom to be able to do all of the creative things that we wanted to do while working for ourselves. So we love coffee, and we know that coffee brings people together, and so we thought it was going to be a great avenue for us to be able to use all of our skills in one place.
Okay. And then, so did you find it hard, acquiring, coffee, companies to kind of, send you their stuff, or did you have to just buy their product in bulk type thing? Or?
It was pretty simple. We essentially did a bit of a tour to try and figure out which coffee shops that we liked.
Okay.
And then made a decision based on, who fit most with our vision and our mission. And we found Fernwood Coffee, which is a really good fit for us. They're down in Victoria.
Okay. So, what stood out to you guys about them?
It was the high quality of all of their processes.
Okay.
So going to the farmers directly, Fernwood will go straight to the farms and deal with the farmers to get their A-grade beans, get those beans, ship them back to Victoria, roast them with perfection. They're really sciencey about it. They like to get deep down into the details and really make sure that everything's accurate.
Totally.
That they're getting the proper flavor profiles. We've had Ethiopian beans that smell like blueberries. We've had Mexican beans that taste like a nice dark hazelnutty chocolate. It can really range and has many flavors to have. So Fernwood really nails that.
That's really cool. That's good. I'm glad. That's awesome that it works.
Yeah.
So then, how did you guys find the right location?
Mm-hmm.
The train station always appealed to us. We always saw it listed for rent or for lease, and we kept it in the back of our minds. We knew it was going to be a big job taking it over because it was entirely empty inside. So we kept our options open. We looked around, but nothing really fit as well as the train station did. We didn't want to be central or north. We felt that we needed something in the Old City Quarter core that could help bring that neighborhood together.
Totally, yeah. It always seems like it's everyone's in the North End, or they're down by near Departure Bay Beach or something like that.
Absolutely.
Where they're just trying to there's a lot of people here. Let's plunk it right here, type thing.
Exactly, yeah. And we live downtown. We enjoy the vibrancy of downtown, and we want to help provide a higher quality service to the people who live down there, especially seeing as a lot of the spaces up in Old City Quarter have been vacant for so long, and so we're just trying to revive that area and give it life.
Totally. And it's always, I don't often go downtown, but usually if I am, it's usually late at night and stuff like that. But it's always, there's so many people, and it's always such a variety. It's never the same, it's not families, it's a bit of everybody.
It's kind of like a destination, we find. A lot of people come there because they're going to do something specific, and so we try to create an environment that people want to be in and want to add into their trip downtown.
Yeah, it's let's just grab a quick coffee first, and then they end up in there for half an hour, and it's just awesome, right?
There's a really good community of people in the area and in the surrounding areas who want downtown to be better, to have more vibrancy, have more life.
Yeah.
So we're excited to be part of it and to help build it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How did you guys come up with the name?
Ooh, there's many layers to the name. The most simple answer is when we were camping one time, we like to camp a lot, but we were camping and the smoke was following Amy. I turned to her and it's you gotta say White Rabbit, the White Rabbit's chasing you. How about that for the name of our coffee shop? It sounds cool. And then Amy at the time had a big affinity for Alice in Wonderland, still does.
Okay.
And White Rabbit's really prominent in there. Everyone seems to have a reason or their own reason for what White Rabbit means to them, so the fact that it already has a meaning to someone is awesome.
Okay.
Like I say, it's all about community, so they already have a tie-in with us if they have a White Rabbit.
You're making that connection that kind of draws people in. You're they see for people who like Alice in Wonderland, they just see the White Rabbit and they're oh, that's awesome.
There's little Japanese candies that are White Rabbit. There's What's there's a White Rabbit song. Like,
yeah,
there's
the Matrix. I get
The
so
Matrix.
many different people's versions of what they think of when they hear White Rabbit. But this idea that the smoke was chasing me around the fire, and this idea chased us for so long that we wanted to build this, it just made the right fit for us.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Was there like any unique kind of like connections that people have made to like the name?
Apparently, in some cultures, if you're supposed to say White Rabbit on the first day of every month, and the person who in your family who says it first, I believe, it means they'll have good luck.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few things like that people have asked me. People ask me if I carry around a rabbit's foot as good luck. I don't, but I do have an Alice in Wonderland tattoo. So.
Oh, that's cool. Well, that's really awesome. So then you guys must be like, get a new business. So then how did you what was your strategies to bring people in?
One of the things was acknowledging the fact that we're a destination and that people, in order to come see us, what we had to be providing had to be at a higher level. So we put a big focus on quality and consistency, so that maybe you only make it down to White Rabbit once a month, but the coffee that you get at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month is going to taste exactly the same, and that's
Right.
really important to us.
Totally. I mean, customer service is super important, all that stuff, right? So, I mean, I'm sure that's always number one priority, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and the other, way that we draw people in is we use Instagram a lot. That's our main primary
Yeah, I noticed that,
focus.
which is awesome.
Yeah, my background is in marketing and design, so I use, when we were speaking earlier about using all of our skills in one place, I get to really kind of get into the creative side and really try and reach people using photos, using captions, and just having an online presence.
Definitely. How do you find do you find that you're with your background and everything, it's what kind of things do you do? Sorry, I just stumbled a lot.
A lot of it is in our photographs, I'd say. Up until now, we've kind of been a 2 to 3 man show, so
Makes sense.
we haven't had a lot of hands-on, but we've recently hired a few new folks that'll allow me to kind of dive in more deeply into a lot of the photographs and designs.
A
But
little more freedom.
yeah, so the more that we are able to kind of explore how people interact with us, the more better content we can provide. We hope to provide some educational content through our Instagram that's going to kind of break down, how we build drinks, why we build drinks, and give them more of the background information so they can make a good choice when they come to the shop.
Totally. I mean, I think one of your most recent posts was about a drink that you guys make there.
Yeah, we have
I have a few.
Today we posted about our watermelon mint soda, which is a really awesome drink we make from fresh watermelon. So being able to highlight that we use fresh ingredients, that everything's made from scratch.
Totally.
Without the voice on Instagram being able to say, hey, this is how we do it, people wouldn't necessarily know or think to ask.
Yeah. So then are you guys mostly taking the photos and the videos and all that stuff?
Everything that you see that is being pumped out to the public is done right here or by our staff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we try to engage. We try to get them to engage, and they have great ideas, so why not?
Well, totally,
let them share it, right?
I mean, some people, they just might have that idea that might just be you can incorporate some of that, and then it might just tick another one, so then you're just this is super awesome.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what we look for in our employees as well, is people who can provide feedback and figure out, kind of pick up the slack where we're maybe lacking. So we have some people who are really good at building interesting drink flavors, so we task her with building interesting drink flavors.
We had a fantastic toasted coconut latte.
Yep.
It tasted good. We were ready to give it to the public. The day before we were about to release it, our staff said, this needs this needs chocolate syrup in it, a house-made chocolate syrup that we use to make our mochas.
Okay.
So we added that to it, and boom. Next level. It's fantastic.
That's awesome. How long does it take you to come up with a new drink, or do you guys try to do monthly ones or seasonal ones type thing? Or
we rotate seasonally, just for ease. So that way we can really dial in the drink, make sure it's good, it's tasty.
Definitely.
And at the right price point for everyone. How long does it take to make a drink?
Yeah, to kind of...
So we've had some drinks that we work on for a week to 3 weeks. That's going in, starting with an idea, trying to expand that idea.
Yeah.
We've had some drinks that Amy has woken up at 3 a.m. and gone, whoa! We're having an Arnie Palmer. Okay. Like, I was dreaming. I know how it's done. I can do it.
That's
so
awesome.
Sometimes they're instant. Sometimes it's a couple weeks.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
How did you find like pricing your guys' menu and everything like that?
We try and make sure that we're competitive while also realizing that we're in a little bit of a lower income neighborhood. And so we want to make sure that, yes, we're valuing our product accurately, but we're coming in at having a variety of price points so people can actually feel like they can come and enjoy what we have to offer.
It'll be the best $3 cup of coffee you've had in a very long time.
I can believe it. Yeah. So, I mean, like, you know, I walk into like Starbucks and you're just like, no. Like, I mean, I'm not a big Starbucks guy myself, but
yeah, some of the pricing is, you know, when we look to what ingredients are available locally and when we look to what we can get seasonally, then we can build drinks based on that, and it'll actually create a lower price point because we're working with what's already available.
True.
Rather than searching for ingredients that aren't necessarily accessible. For instance, we have a strawberry matcha drink. And in that strawberry matcha drink, unfortunately on Vancouver Island, most strawberry crop hasn't produced very well this year. There's been an issue with it. So instead of paying an exorbitant amount for strawberries that come from Mexico, we're just switching and we're going to do a blackberry drink instead.
Oh, that's
so just
cool.
being able to pivot and move with what's available and work that way. And that's what keeps the price low as well.
that's really cool. I mean, like, just the idea of like you guys are able to do it on like the fly, so it works like it's much more convenient, and you're not like, you know, that strawberry drink goes from, you know, the $3 to $6 because you have to import them from so far away.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Lifetime of practice. Lifetime of practice.
Totally. So throughout, like, you know, creating the business and building the business, has there been any like roadblocks or anything that's kind of like trying to, you know, prevent you or make you stumble?
There's
Yes.
been a few. Lack of sleep is normally the biggest one.
Okay.
When you're trying to work on something, you're both really passionate
About
about
it.
an idea.
Yeah.
And it's 11:30 at night, and you're having your fourth meeting. Ideas don't get spoken too clearly.
Definitely.
Between that and we had some delays in the beginning with the city. We were delayed about 18 weeks just for our building permit, and delayed with building inspectors. So that forced us to slow down and really ensure that what we were doing was accurate, allowed us to kind of take time to reevaluate some of the decisions we made early on to make sure that they were still a good fit. So while there was problems, it opened up like room for us to be able to discover more.
Totally. Yeah, you got to step back and kind of be like, all right, this is the direction we want, right? Like,
Yes.
kind of make sure this is the way you wanted. That's cool.
Yeah, make sure things are at a high quality.
Definitely, right?
It's one thing to start with high quality ingredients. It's another thing to use them properly and give a high quality product to
Definitely,
the customer.
right? So like with the consistency of the high quality, like no one will be upset, no one will be disappointed, right?
Exactly.
And like it seems like that's what you guys are all about, is just high quality, which is awesome.
We want everyone to have a good experience in Nanaimo. Why are you going out if you're not having
Totally.
fantastic anything?
Exactly. You want, like, you know, that's the whole purpose of going out, is like, you know, get out of the house, get excited to do something, and
Exactly.
then you go out and have a bad time. You're just like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like,
And you don't mess with somebody's first cup of coffee of the day. They're scary, so we need to make sure that that's accurate and good every time.
have you ever had any grumpy customers then?
Not based on poor drink, luckily.
That's good.
Luckily, we've pretty much been able to meet people where they're at with whatever they need.
That's good. Yeah, I can imagine there's some grumpy people in the morning just, you know,
Need
just
their
rolling out of bed.
Yeah.
You try to gauge them. If they look like they're going to kill you, they haven't had a first cup of coffee, you just say, yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah,
Make
makes-
it and give it to them. Say, have a great day.
Totally, right? Yeah, and then they're just like, good.
Yeah. They walk away, they're happy, no hard questions.
Exactly.
They come back at lunch and they're like, oh, hey, how's it going?
Totally, right? And then they're all of a sudden you're full conversation. And, like,
Exactly.
You got their name, their best friends. That's the best part about, I find, like, with like customer interaction, is you can build those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys find that you have many return customers? Obviously you do, but you've find that like the ones that return quite often, they're really like chatty with you guys?
Yeah, we have a lot of really wonderful regulars. We're situated in the spot where we have City Hall, we have the RCMP station, the fire station, and like multitude of lawyers, counselors, and real estate agents. So we have a really good mix of folks who are constantly needing coffee and constantly needing to be fueled. And so we're very grateful that they return just about every day with us.
Can't forget about the tattoo shop just around the corner too. There's Electric Umbrella Tattoo.
Oh yeah.
They're regulars. They're always needing coffee. They work
always working late.
10, 12 hours
yeah, I was
a day.
gonna say like
so they're like family to us.
They're always doing like probably like massive pieces and everything. So
They work hard. They do good work.
And we've met a lot of people and made a lot of connections and relationships, even business ones, but also personal ones, just through people who come into the shop and, you know, being open and friendly and having those conversations, being able to meet people who can contribute to White Rabbit as well, to contribute to our idea of a vibrant downtown. It's invaluable to us. It's kind of crazy how many people we've met. We're really, really enjoying it.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's always good making those connections. Like I used to work at a grocery store, and it was like I'd always talking to customers and everything, and then I've made friends out of it. And then I'd like outside of work, or I'd see them and be like, oh, you want to like go hang out, we'll do something. They're like, yeah, sure. It's such a good experience because you're just like, what a weird way to like meet, but like it's so rewarding, right? Like
absolutely.
So it's cool.
Yeah.
So guys, this is the part of the show called the motivational moment.
Okay.
So how would each of you describe your passion in 5 words or less?
Work hard and be nice to people.
So then why would you choose those words?
I've always strived to be better and work as hard as I can at the things that I'm passionate about, but the underlying theme of everything is kindness. I always approach everything with kindness first, and so if I keep those, that mantra in my head of work hard and be nice to people, it just kind of keeps me going.
Definitely. I mean, it's a strong combination, right? I mean, and even if like you just kill people with kindness, right? So no matter what, you're always going to be looking better and working harder.
I'd say it's moving forward and upgrading.
Okay. So why would you choose those ones?
The idea of staying stagnant or even going backwards, just at my core, it's like a volcano erupting. Like you just don't want that.
Yeah.
You need to get away from that, right?
Definitely.
So, and that's where it goes into upgrades. Being a carpenter, I always start with something, build it, step back and go, oh, that's good. I can make this better.
Definitely.
So everything's just constantly upgrading. It's really practical with owning a shop because you put it in, you look at it, you see how the customers react.
Yeah.
And then we make it better. We make it a better experience for everyone.
Totally, right? I mean, it's just like, that's the best part about like getting like that, it's the feedback, right? Yeah. So then you're just like, they're just like, this is a little, like, just wasn't strong enough. So it's like, all right, let's try this being a little stronger.
And then once we do it, it just tickles me. We're moving forward. All right, let's upgrade it a little bit more. Boom.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for sharing.
Absolutely. Can't believe on the Jerry Seinfeld show, they have eating food too when they're on camera. It's crazy.
I would like love to do it, but I feel like if I had like chips or something, all you hear was
crunch. The audio would be horrible.
You need like easy finger food, and all you can do really is like
crunchy stuff.
Maybe a scrambled egg.
You want to eat scrambled eggs?
Not really, but what else can you eat? Well, it's like quiet and easy.
Yeah, no, you're
maybe
not
some
wrong.
Deviled eggs, and you're like, good deviled
all
eggs.
Of the smelly things.
It's camera; they can't smell that.
This is true. Only we can, right?
Yeah. Right. Just make it look pretty.
Okay.
So then, with the business, how do you guys want to go with it moving forward?
More on Adrian's motivation is upgrading and moving forward. So currently, we're in the process of renovating our entire back counter area. We're creating more storage, more efficiency for our staff. That's our main focus. And by doing this, we're actually allowing ourselves to be able to introduce more food into our menu.
Okay.
Which is something that people have been asking about for a while from us, and we're really excited to bring a small food menu to the train station there so that we can, catch the people who need just like a grab and go bite.
Totally.
But focusing on healthy, curated, and intentional food.
Definitely. So then, are you guys for the food there? Is it mostly going to be just like quick and easy, like like homemade granola bars type of thing, or what were you guys thinking?
We're going to be moving to doing the majority of our baked goods made in house. So we will be focusing on creating nutrient dense sweets and baked goods that isn't just going to rot your teeth, but is going to actually be flavorful and be protein packed and be accessible for people who have gluten intolerances or are vegan. And then with our food menu, we are hoping to work with local farmers to be able to use whatever produce we can during the week to do salads and wraps, things that are going to be easy for people when they're on the go, they got their hands full, and they just need something that's going to be healthy and flavorful.
Just like throw it in a container and it's like, here you guys go, like you're set.
Yeah. We haven't quite worked out all the details yet. We're just in the beginning phases, but the idea would be to be as green as we can. So reduce our packaging. So if there's a way that we can combo pack things or put things together in a way that is more environmentally friendly, then we're going to find a way.
That's cool. It must take like a lot of research and like just like trying to find the right thing, because I mean, I don't know, is there like disposable containers?
There are compostable, disposable containers, but it does take a bit of research and information to try and figure out what suppliers to get them from and how they get them into Canada. And there's a lot that goes into it. That's kind of where my bread and butter is. I am a researcher. I will scour the internet and find the best possible deal of the best possible product and bring it into our shop.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I take it you're head in the renovation with the carpentry?
I take the ideas and I turn them into reality, essentially.
Okay.
She'll do the research, we'll have an idea, we'll work on it together. I'll physically build it.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll both step back and design it, modify it, move forward, whatever it needs to be done.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So then how are you finding like balancing like working on like the shop to like working with like in the shop?
Ooh. And I would say it's a tough balance because working in the shop is good fun.
Totally.
But we need to work on the shop. Amy here does a great job of handling the shop during most days. She leads the team, which allows me time to work on the shop as well as whatever else we have going on with our life, because every once in a while we realize we're putting 80, 90, 100 hours a week into the shop and going, we still need to eat and we need to live as normal human beings too. So it's a hard balance.
I can imagine.
It's a good balance, but a hard balance.
We've just hired 2 fantastic people. So we got a team of 3 staff members who are incredibly passionate and excited to work with us. And being able to trust them and kind of leave them in the shop has been a relief for me, so that I can step back and I can be able to have more of a bird's eye view of what's going on and make changes where I need to.
Definitely. So then compared to now, how many hours are you guys putting in? Still like 50, 60 hours a week type
Still
thing?
quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where we'll always be constantly working. There's always going to be something to do. But the goal is to have staff members running the bar and working coffee while we're doing more of the logistical work in the background. So I'm at the point where I'm about to probably only be in the shop about 4 to 5 days a week rather than 7. So.
It's the difference between working in the business and working on the business.
Definitely.
We're trying to work on the business more because we have staff that we totally trust. We have a team, family.
Yeah, I mean that way you can grow your business, right? And
exactly.
Like you can get it to more people's ears and their attention, and then bring in more people.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Which is very exciting. Sorry. So then I'm stumbling here. Doing all this work then, so like, do you still find it quite stressful at times? Or do you find it more like, in the start it was stressful, and then now
it's like a business is like a kid. It's never not stressful. You're always focusing on it. It's always doing something.
I like to use the word overwhelming sometimes.
Okay.
Because it's not that it necessarily stresses me out, because I take great joy in everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But there does come a point where things are loaded on and it becomes overwhelming. But that's when I step back and remember that I have a fantastic partner who can take on some of the load. So we work at balancing the load, so not one of us is feeling overwhelmed at one time. And it, being in a relationship, but also being in a business partnership, sometimes people think that that might be more difficult. I actually find that that's easier because you have someone who loves you dearly being able to kind of pick up the slack if you're needing some help.
Definitely. I mean, there's like the total trust between the two of you guys, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, like no matter what your problems are, you're together problems.
Exactly.
It's not like it's he's dealing with that. I can. It's just like we're working on it together, no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
If you guys had like any advice for someone looking at starting a business, or just someone like just interested in business, what would you guys have to say?
I would say two things because one of them is a mistake that I think we made in the beginning. Tell everyone what you're doing.
Okay.
Be excited about it,
Mm-hmm.
and ask for feedback because people are more willing and intuitive about these things than I think we give credit for. And I used to fear feedback and comments on our business, but now I welcome them because it's what helps us grow. And
Totally.
being open to those things has made us better. And the other thing I would say is make sure that you're malleable and changeable, that things can change. You do have to be able to adapt to the situation, to your customers, to your environment. And so being open at all times makes it a lot easier to make those transitions.
Totally.
I would say don't forget to eat.
Yes.
All of a sudden, your world, your focus changes from this is just an idea to this is my reality to this is my 24/7. And
Yeah.
there's always something that'll take your focus.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You'll realize that you're working 10 hours straight. You've had a granola bar. You're about to go into a meeting. You have to drive to Victoria afterwards.
Yeah. There's
And
always
it's Tuesday, and it's like, don't forget to eat. It's huge.
That is huge. Yeah. I mean, you need that energy, right?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
There's nothing worse than like you're like mid shift or super, and then all of a sudden you hit that stomach pain. It's like
You betcha.
eat, and you're like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
But you need to.
It also stops you from being hangry.
This is true.
It's a good 5 minutes, an hour, whatever it takes, right? Like it's a good step back to actually go and have food.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
just
like,
a good feeling.
yeah, definitely. Like when you sit down, it kind of gives you time to reflect. Even whether you'll be there for 5 minutes or 20 minutes, but like you get that moment to like be like, you reflect on either a decision you made or like start thinking about something you were like you can actually kind of slow down and think about.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
That and McDonald's French fries taste amazing after a 16-hour shift. Like fresh fries, that's all you need.
I mean, like,
you're happy.
Wouldn't anything taste really amazing after a 16-hour shift?
You
betcha.
got it.
That's why it's not bad.
Exactly.
Eating is good.
Eating. Awesome, guys. Well, I just wanted to thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks
I
for
really
having us.
appreciate you
Thank
guys. Where can the people find you? We know you're mostly Instagram based, so what's
At whiterabbit.coffeeco. And hopefully soon we'll be back on Facebook, but right now we're just focusing on Instagram.
you'll definitely
Physical address 321 Selby Street in the old train station on the left.
boom.
Yeah.
You definitely gotta go check these guys out.
Thank you.
If you liked the episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, check out the other episodes, and make sure you follow me at Just Koryzma on everything. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.